Hello and welcome back to this week's SOMC podcast. This is Sakshi Jain, your moderator for this week's podcast. Our theme for this semester is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that is past, present and future. Today's discussion will be based on World Television Day, the evolution of television and the current scenario. World Television Day was essentially created by the United Nations in December 1996 as an ode to the rising relevance of television at that point. It's observed on 21st November every year, so it's right around the corner. We've seen various eras of television unfold before our eyes, when it was lauded as a pinnacle of mass communication, when it was discarded as the idiot pox, and when it was claimed to have lost its relevance. The electronic television started off as an invention by a young man named Philo Taylor Farnsworth. While there is a lot to talk about the television as a piece of technology, its history, and its evolution to the LED screens that are in abundance in many households, it would be interesting to dissect the topic under the lens of Indian context. Here to do so are our guest speakers Parth, Aditi, and Moisha. So as you guys know, the first ever television channel in India was DD National or Doordarshan, which began with an experimental telecast in 1959. We have grown up listening to our elders telling about how it raised and entertained their families. So what's the story or a memory of Doordarshan that you cling onto?
Watching serials on Doordarshan was a very special thing for our parents. As owning a TV during their childhood was pretty rare. So my grandpa used to think that watching TV is a waste of time, and hence we didn't have one pehle. So my dad and his sister used to sneak out of our house and then go to a friend's place to watch the telecast of Ramayana. So one day my dad was just running down to his friend's place and then he fell over. Like there was some construction stuff going on and he got a huge cut across his chest. So he suffered from a massive blood loss and had to be admitted to the hospital as well. So my grandpa thought that it was his fault for doing all that, and hence then we got a new television set. And then after that, my dad used to gather his friends at our place to watch the telecast of Ramayana.
I see. Well, gladly, I did have a TV at home and I used to love watching it, and yeah, it was nice. But yeah, I think Doordarshan I haven't seen itna because I don't know, मेरे घर वाले लगाते नहीं थे I think. But as a kid I watched a lot of cartoons and जितना मुझे पता है गली गली सिम सिम या रामायण, ये दो जो चीज़ें हैं वहीं से आई है दूरदर्शन से. So these are a few things I have watched a lot and I have loved watching as a kid, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Moisha. I also loved watching Gully Gully Sim Sim. That was the first ever cartoon I have actually watched. It was not a cartoon basically, it was a puppet show, yeah, I must say. But then thoda bahut it was like a cartoon for me that time.
So those were some interesting and different memories of our guest speakers. During the earlier stages, television was considered as the main mode of entertainment, recreation, news, and a lot more. So how did television affect other means of mass communication such as radio and the cinema?
I feel earlier people used to not spend more on like cinema and all. Like लोग अपने अपने घर में comfort zone में टीवी के सामने they used to cook nice food and watch TV with their family and stuff, because तब ज़्यादा afford नहीं कर पाते थे to go and watch cinema and then have food and all. So I think television was something comfort zone for them. So in that sense cinema was affected.
I think जैसे at that time people were crazy about movies. People used to be like कि क्या हो रहा है ये, things are walking on a screen. So it was like a big deal to actually go there and watch it, and it was definitely difficult to get tickets and all. So even though it was not a very cheap thing to buy a TV, but जब किसी के घर पे लगता है, जैसे हमने सुना है बचपन में कि एक के घर पे होता था तो 100 लोगों का काम हो जाता था. Everyone used to go and just gather. So it was a good way to connect for people. It was a good way for actually coming together, sitting and connecting on a good content. जिसके अलावा I think one more thing I have observed is the home decor. Like अगर आप देखोगे तो रेडियो जब था, there was no section for keeping a TV because it did not exist. बट अभी टाइम के साथ देखो तो घर में एक स्पेस ज़रूरी हो जाता है टू एक्चुअली कीप योर TV and all. So I think home decor maybe it has made a lot of changes.
I feel that the popularity of a medium of communication is directly proportional to the engagement and the time of engagement that it has. So TV is a more attention demanding medium, so that is why it took over radio, and cinema has that kind of engagement, but it gives the audience that kind of engagement for a short time, just 3 hours.
Yeah, some time, like not every day they can
Exactly.
go and watch cinema.
Yeah. There was one more thing, like for example, जैसे sports होता है, जैसे पहले रेडियो होता था तो हम लोग सुनते थे, but listening to a sport and seeing a sport is
It's
like
two different
it's
things.
like a pole apart thing. And
But
actually,
also some people like 90s people still love to listen to music on
Yeah,
radio than to
definitely.
prefer it to watch it on TV
yeah, definitely.
or television.
But at the
So
same
this
time, it
is
was an
also another-
experience. Yeah, it was a new experience basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were definitely some of the valuable inputs of how television affected other means of mass communication. So, coming to the elephant in the room, OTT platforms. How do they affect the television experience for you guys?
It definitely impacts a lot. क्योंकि लाइक हम देखते हैं पहले हमारे हिसाब से हमें कभी लगता नहीं था वट एवर कम्स ऑन द टीवी वी वॉच इट वी हैव टू चेंज द चैनल देयर वाज नथिंग दैट वी कैन कीप अकॉर्डिंग टू अस सो OTT मेड इट वेरी कन्वीनियंट very fast paced, and it also made it very comfortable for us to watch whatever content we want to watch and at whatever time we want to watch.
I agree with Moisha. So I have mixed feelings about the content on the OTT platforms, but I'm surely watching way less television than before. So usually I just watch old TV series on the OTT platforms as their archives are amazing.
And actually OTT platform actually helps to, you can watch it anywhere and anytime you want, and there is also a huge variety of it. So
Definitely.
it is also giving some sort of comfort zone than television. And that's it.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, here's a personal question. Favorite TV show?
काफ़ी difficult question है, but currently I'm watching House MD. Amazing show, easily in my top 5. But my all-time favorite has to be How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
That
that's
moves me
my
all the way.
favorite too.
Yeah, so like I will start from bachpan to big, because like we were talking about back. I'm going to talk about things like, for example, as a kid I used to watch DID and all, but as I've grown up I have started watching different things like definitely Modern Family and a lot of Korean dramas I see, because it's like too much in the year right now.
Yeah, I love watching Friends. I love watching Friends a lot. I mean, now also I'll every day go and watch Friends. So it's gonna
I've
be
seen
all
people
time
watching it
favorite.
repetitively.
Yeah.
So I can see that quite a few of them are Western shows. How would you say that Western media has influenced on how we make and consume TV content in India?
I feel Western media has got more social awareness in India, taking the sanitary pads, because in India it was not like
It was a
दिखाते
taboo.
नहीं थे, yeah. It was all, and कुछ like they used to show a blue color thing something, but now it's more open and people actually talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's good that they have brought awareness, and also about appearances and makeup and all. Like people used to have a typical Indian like pink eyeshadow and red lipstick, but now it's more to nude makeup, and also that's the good changes that or we are getting influenced by the Western media.
Definitely.
So in a way, it has educated the Indian audience about these concepts that like these people had no idea about before. So people like these new concepts and ideas, and ultimately to earn money, the Indian TV industry has to include these issues and ideas in their concepts as well. So while westernization can be said to have a negative impact, but I think in this case it does have a positive impact on that.
True.
Yeah, I think it's something which is more of a give and take. Like as we got influenced by the Western culture, as you guys gave some good points, the same way they also have gotten influenced by our culture. And I think it's like a give and take thing, and it's all because of television and everything. And I think it actually has helped us in a very good way, and so has it helped them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We can all see how Western media has influenced the TV content we consume in India. So, guys, the last question. What would you like to say about the future of television?
To be honest, I'll be like on the OTT platform side, because people can watch their favorite shows even in their job intervals. Okay, they can't just they have the what do you say? advantage of playing the thing or then pausing it or maybe फॉरवर्ड करना है पीछे करना है एवरीथिंग सब उनके हाथ में होता है बट फॉर द टीवी स्टफ यू हैव टू एक्चुअली वेट फॉर द पर्टिकुलर टाइम एंड देन यू हैव टू वॉच इट एंड ऑल स्टफ सो आई थिंक OTT इज मोर कन्वीनियंट फॉर मी सो एज talking about the future, I am not seeing that it's going down, but it's not going up as well. It's going to be neutral for me.
Yeah, like TV का is like एक बार गया तो गया. You have no idea what was
directly कल देखो फिर.
It's always a mystery for you. And I think future personally, I feel that abhi TV is at its peak because like people are still somewhere very intrigued by TVs. But I think आगे जाके in future it's going to be difficult for TV to make it out because of the new inventions. OTT has already started coming over, and I have already seen myself not even touching TV anymore.
Yeah, and they also have a very new option called casting stuff. So
Yeah.
then they also cast on TV. So most of the people don't even watch TV, but they just cast stuff on TV.
Yeah, exactly. So I think ki it's somewhere going down, and with time and with future, maybe it will somewhere just poof. Just like how it took over radio, something will take over TV.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel OTT platforms will keep on growing and will slowly merge into our TV watching experience, as proved by the conception of smart TVs. Okay. So in order to preserve the traditional series and shows, our makers will have to step up their game and produce something which is more engaging, as the attention span of the audience is shortening. So, or else the future of TV, I feel, is bleak.
True.
Oh my god, that was such an interesting conversation to listen to. To the point where I'm questioning whether podcasts will surpass TV as means of entertainment. Just kidding. What we can conclude from this is that television has quite a journey through the years as well as through the hearts of Indians. Thanks for joining me on this week's podcast. See you soon.